So I am Karen Korch, and I am the acting executive director for ICUUW. And it looks like Zoom to me um, updated a bit. So it looks, I don't know, now it seems like, I don't know. But if you have any trouble with Zoom, let me know and we will. I know a lot of you are familiar with it, some people not as much. Um, I we want to go around and let everybody introduce themselves. Let us know where you're from.
Well, I've already said Jeannie Lewis from San Marcos, Texas. I do suggest you send the Zoom link out on the same day if you can.
Yeah, that's good advice, Jeannie. I meant to send a reminder today and I did not. But I'd like everybody to know that our Tuesday meetings usually have the same Zoom link. So if you save it, you can reuse it for for future meetings.
Yeah, thanks for that.
And
Hi, I'm Jane.
hi, what's your name?
My name is Jane from Kenya, youth leader.
Hi, Jen. It's good to meet you.
Very
Thank you.
good to meet you, Jen.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I don't think I said I'm in the Chicago, Illinois region of the United States.
And I'm Julie Steinbeck in Claremont, California.
I'm Kathy Wheeler in College Station, Texas.
Vicki Roberts Gassler, Everett, Washington.
Joyce Dowling, Cambridge, Maryland. And I invited Kevin and Jackie.
Ooh,
Thank you.
good job.
Jerry
Yes.
Wells, Edmonton, Alberta for the summer.
Kavorkis from Morristown, New Jersey.
Wonderful.
Unmute, Audrey.
I already said, but I can repeat. Ben Masharia from Kenya.
Okay. Audrey Brooks, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
And I'm coming in from Brisbane in Australia, Reedy Hills.
All right, so Terrell, where are you joining us from? Did you introduce yourself?
Are you asking about Terrell?
Yes.
Oh, hi. I'm Terrell Eisenberg. I'm actually Shahan Islam's wife. I'm from
okay.
Connecticut. Nice to see
All
you.
right. Good to meet you.
You also.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay.
And we have some other people that don't have their cameras on. There's Doris. Did Doris introduce?
We don't know where Kate is from?
Kate, yes, we have Doris, Kate, Maureen, Jovan. Well, there's Doris. I see Doris. Hi.
Hola, bienvenidos. My name is Doris Maldonado Mendez, and I was invited by Shahan. Thank you. I am in Connecticut, but was born in New York and lived in Puerto Rico, and now I'm a Connecticut resident. I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome, Doris.
Kate is from Kenya. She put in the chat. So
thanks.
Yeah. Jovan, I see he turned his camera on. Would you like to say hi?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, how are you doing?
Where are you joining us from, Johan?
I'm from Kenya.
Very nice. I'm just amazed so many people from Kenya at this time of night.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Maureen put in the chat. Maureen is from Pittsburgh.
What time of night is it in Kenya right now?
2 in the morning.
I think it's 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
2 a.m. Past 2 a.m. It's past 10 minutes past 2 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So I was going to light a chalice to start us off here.
Yeah.
I just have a little reading. We light this chalice for the earth, of which we all are part. We pledge to care for what it needs and hold it in our heart.
Lovely, short and sweet.
And now I will introduce Shahan Islam. He lives in Connecticut, also with Terrell, obviously. Now I know that. And he will tell us about himself and about this program and how it UUWYN, how it came to be and what its goals are. And we're very glad to have you, Shahan.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Karen. Really glad to be here. I am going to try to share my screen. As you know, and my wife knows, I'm a little bit technologically challenged, but I will do my best and see what I can do. Let's see. Share. Okay. Share screen. Share. Okay, and I'm very glad to have the colleagues from Kenya join as well. I've been to Nairobi a few times, and know Reverend Justine Magara quite well, and he has been part of our advisory. UUWYN is run by basically an advisory group where we have a little governance committee that we're trying to get the officership and everything lined up, but I will talk about that. So I'm trying to go into the presentation mode. If I'm doing it correctly, you should see just one big slide. It says ICUUW meeting. Does everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay. So thanks, Karen, and thanks ICUUWYN for this chance to discuss UUWYN. Your organization is a huge inspiration to us for many reasons. You've done so much, and you're also trying to, you are independent of the UUA by choice, something we are trying to do. We think the U does great work, and it can't be easy with so many congregations that they have to manage. It's probably like herding cats or something like that, but they do a good job, but we're trying to maintain our semblance of independence. So I'm going to talk a little bit about personal background, what UUWYN is, and we say you win, like as in you win, you lose, just makes it a little easier than saying UUWYN. Why UUWYN was created and our goals and objectives. So a lot of you ask about my background, but I think I'm just kind of your typical guy from Bangladesh and Ohio. Bangla or Bengali was my native language. Among other things, in college, I studied German literature. And early in my legal career, I taught myself Japanese. And the bottom line and when I was in the legal field, I've always worked in international intellectual property issues. So the bottom line is my life and work focus has always been international, and particularly with my last 38 years in legal practice. And I'm trying to parlay some of my international learnings and focus into some of my UU work since I left Pfizer after about 22 years. So UU background. Around 1980, during a winter break from college, I stepped into a UU congregation for the first time when my father, who was an anthropology professor, was asked to speak there. I picked up some brochures and I thought, wow, these ideas are pretty cool and kind of comports with the way I view the world. But I did absolutely nothing about it for over 20 years or so until I moved into Croton-on-Hudson, New York, in Westchester County, where there was a Unitarian fellowship, as they called it. I joined, became active, became a board member, helped run the youth group, etc. And my oldest daughter, Ariel, who's in her 30s now, she went through it. We went to many cons together. She did coming of age. And during one youth group meeting in one of our dream big sessions, I asked them to dream big about where they wanted to go. And one of them said, probably trying to be a smart aleck or so, but I want to go to the French Riviera. You know, first world kids, first world problems, first world dreams. And everyone laughed. And I said, don't laugh. Think of a good UU reason or a good service reason to go, and we can make it happen. There isn't anything you can't do. And out of that, actually, the youth exchange program was started. And guess what? In the second year, we did send 2 youth to the French Riviera. So just the point is, you know, to dream big. Today, I work as the Director of Religious Education at the Unitarian Church in Hartford, Connecticut. So UUWYN was initially started really to put these youth application exchange papers online and the information about the program online. But around that same time, the youth group that I was managing in Hartford started connecting with youth groups in other countries, including the youth group in Kenya. I'm so delighted to have the Kenyan colleagues here. They connected with youth groups in the Philippines and Indonesia and Germany. And we had these amazing Zoom calls. And then we were wondering, how do we keep the momentum going? And we thought that, well, we should set up a international youth network. And we were wondering, does something like this exist already? And what we found out is that there really are very many international UU organizations at all, other than, well, yourselves. ICUU and all the great work you do. You are almost it. Indeed, the ICUUW is no more. The Partner Church program is no more. And frankly, I don't think they'll really be revived. There was the UUWYUUP, the Young UU project, and that was shuttered also, sunset this last year. So I think that there's this void. It's a void that UUWYN can help fulfill. Simultaneously with that, I think you all know that the UU numbers are decreasing. We don't like to face it. The population is graying. In the US, it's not that diverse. And so we thought what was needed was an organization which connects and empowers young people internationally. So let's talk a little bit about what UUWYN is and why young people should join it. Well, one reason is to make, of course, international connections and friends like Hartford is making, like Kenya is making, Germany is making, and so on. A second reason is, of course, and goes right along with that, learn about other cultures and life. Another reason is to participate in international youth or young people's conference programs, as we are trying to do right now. We're planning a big one in Transylvania, and I was talking to Karen a little bit about this. Another reason is international service projects. For example, if you are a UU group in Kenya or Philippines or wherever, and there's a service project and it would be good to have international UU help. You can go to our website, fill out a service project paper, and we try to connect potential UU volunteers and service providers to these projects. So for all of these reasons, I think young people should join UUWYN. Another reason, and perhaps not too altruistic a one, is for a lot of them, it will look good on your college application. It would show initiative and leadership, especially if you're part of our advisory group of a worldwide, young people's network. Colleges will notice. And in fact, we have somebody who is in our advisory group, and they put this on their graduate school application of a very exclusive program, and they got in. May have gotten anyway, but I think colleges and graduates like to see that. So go down one. So we covered a little bit why UUWYN was created on a kind of a micro level, but why was it created on a kind of a macro level? Well, I've seen it with your own eyes, and I'm sure many of you have seen it. Along with the graying of the population, there's been a sharp decrease in the number of youth and young people in RE programs. I know this, I'm the DRE. I've applied for DREs in various places, and very few of them have full-time, unless you're a pretty big congregation. It used to be that even if you're a small congregation, you'd had a full-time DRE. Just does not exist anymore. There are fewer youth and young people coming in. And I don't think, it's just the pandemic that's to blame. I think there is a global crisis in disengagement among many young people in our faith communities, even in those progressive ones who have the best of intentions. And I think with UUWYN, we're going to try to change some of this. And I think a lot of this sort of disengagement is almost reaching an existential point. I mean, churches with congregations with 200 are getting 8 people in their, RE programs. That's not right. That's not healthy for the future. Also, another reason I think it would be good is in this climate, if a youth, and maybe some of you probably feel this, a little bit isolated because more and more of your friends and neighbors are turning to the right, you can look beyond your borders and find, like-minded souls. But there just has not been any sort of international cohesive platform where young people can gather, grow, and lead. So, there's a real need here, my friends. I really believe. So another reason UUWYN was created has a lot to do with access and, maybe better put, lack of access to networks and potential connections for particularly underprivileged young people. Many young people from these areas are, live in remote communities and never had the opportunity to participate in cross-cultural faith-based experiences. Lots of it because of financial, geographic, and systemic barriers. And we are applying, and we've applied actually for some grant programs to try to help, because we want to try to help alleviate some of these barriers. And by the way, even for affluent regions, they merely attend at best regional gatherings only. What international UU conferences are there for youth that you know about? And how many international youth groups are there really? Not a lot of any significant size. There's large ones in Transylvania, very large ones in Northeast India, and of course in the US. And even Kenya, hopefully it's getting larger, but these youth groups around the world are not very large. We want to try to make them grow because we don't think UU is just American faith. I mean, it didn't start in America, my friends, it started elsewhere. So it really is an international faith, and we want to help grow the international footprint of the faith through the youth. So let's see, what else can I talk about? I've talked about the dissolution a little bit about ICUU, the YUUP partner church, but with the collapse of these structures, I think the former leaders, as they age, the institutional memories are lost. Are there going to be replacements? To me, it doesn't seem like it. Now, why do I say that? Well, recently, the UU leadership and design team put out a founding document, which they said to create a new framework for how things are going to go here forward. The bottom line of that document, if you read it, it's not long, you should read it carefully. It seems to me is not to replace what is no longer there, but to help connect. Now, it doesn't involve creating anything new. So I think if there's going to be another ICUU or youth group, I think it has to be built or up organically, and maybe then the UUA will help connect. I'm not sure how, but I don't think they're going to really be instrumental in building these groups. Sherry, you seem to agree, or maybe disagree, I don't know. But anyway, so hopefully they will help us at UUWYN connect, and we are grateful for that, and we look forward to them helping us connect any way they can. So let's see what else we can talk about. Okay. So why was UUWYN created? Reason number 4, and this is actually the result of reasons 1, 2, and 3 presented earlier, is that we feel that there is an urgent need for a global young people's network. Now, a very important point here is we're not trying to replace congregations or replace youth groups. Rather, we're trying to fill an international gap in connecting them together and giving them an international network for them. We feel that with intentional investment in young people leadership, international dialogue, accessible program, we can change the trajectory. We can help the young people find a voice. I think, the time is really, really now, and we're in a good position to fill the void. Now, the last 3 slides in my presentation talk a little bit, and I'll leave these slides with you, talk about goals and objectives of UUWYN. I will kind of rush through it. Our goals and objectives document, like your strategic plan document of ICUUW, it's on our website. If you look under mission, then there's a long document with goals and objectives. So you can read what we're planning to do. But I think, what is our overall purpose? It's to create a vibrant, sustainable international network which empowers Unitarian and like-minded young people through leadership development, intercultural learning, and spiritual exploration. One goal we have is, of course, building this platform. And under each of these goals, we have different objectives. You can go ahead and look through that on your own time. And much more detail is, of course, in the documents which are up on our website. Another goal, an objective is we want to host international conferences for young people, and we'd rotate these locations across the continents. The first one will be in Transylvania, It's still in the formation stage. I'm supposed to say that, but we have a lot of everything worked out already. The conferences will create a kind of spiritual cultural exchanges, and we're actually seeking a keynote speaker for it right now, but a lot of the sessions have already been filled. Another goal is to expand existing international youth exchange programs. Well, we've been doing youth exchange program for years. And as I said, I've been doing that informally over the years. And the purpose of UN was initially just to put those application papers online. And the purpose and the mission is growing. But the issue is the focus has been on Western Europe and mostly on Germany. We want to expand that to other continents. We've done it well with Western Europe, but there's no doubt in my mind we can do it well with other continents and in places where people may need more financial help to get there. So that is definitely one of our big goals. And another goal is we want to develop culturally relevant young people's leadership curricula. We have a couple of people on our advisory group. And by the way, our advisory group are primarily ministers from around the world or who focus on different parts of the world. And a number of them are involved in leadership development. So we're going to really count on them at UUWYN to help with that and make it grow. So let me stop sharing my screen. And finally, one thing I do want to say, and Rini knows this, we are looking for someone to cover Australia. Australia is the only continent, well, I don't think you can count Antarctica. The UU community there is quite small. But we're looking for somebody to cover Australia. So if you know some UU person in Australia who may want to join us, I think it would be very valuable because we like to have somebody on each continent who can keep track of who the people are, what their needs are, because we can't do it all centrally from Connecticut. So if you know of somebody, let us, and I'd be happy to discuss anything and take any questions.
I have a question, Ishan and Shahan, and we met in Baltimore, and
I absolutely remember.
I'm noticing that you're talking about the Philippines. I've been involved with the partner church in the Philippines for 15 years, and I haven't heard anything about it from the Filipinos. Who is your contact? And I'm seeing on your board there's nobody identified as Filipino. So I'm curious, who is your main contact in the Philippines?
We have had contact with Reverend Tet. We've had contact with Reverend Armani. And there's a really young, dynamic person who we're going to bring on board. His name is Reverend Jeremias is the first name. I forget the last name.
Yeah, we call him JR. He's the young minister who is the coordinator for the partner church. He's our liaison for all the partner churches.
Yep. Yeah, he would like to join, and we're very excited to have him. And so he would probably be the one. And I know that Reverend Armani, they're like official UU in that congregation, UA, I don't know,
right,
officially sanctioned. So that's pretty cool too.
Well, it's not that they're officially sanctioned. They are actually a congregation in fellowship with the UUA. There is no other international body that is quite in the same category. It's unique.
Yeah, it is. It's terrific. So
that still doesn't answer my question about a UU group. Are you saying that there actually is a youth group there in the Philippines that you're working?
Well, there are, and in fact, we had a Zoom call with them. I don't remember which congregation it was. Boy, I think there were at least 15 on that Zoom call from the Philippines.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, and I think it must have been Reverend Armani's congregation because I think he was on that call as well.
Yeah, Armand is the is the administrative minister of the UUCP. He's located there in Dumaguete, so he is the congregation in even though the UUCP Church of the Philippines is a congregation in total
Right.
in fellowship with the UUA, there are 27 congregations in the Philippines.
Yep.
So
yeah, well, I guess he was just helping oversee or just in the background of that call, but he was instrumental in helping put that call together.
Oh yeah, he would be. He's the organizer.
Armand, yeah, we work a lot with Armand. He's very, yeah, he's like the second in command at the UU Church of the Philippines. So he has a handle on everything.
Yep. And I'm excited about Reverend JR. He's very enthusiastic and, looking forward to meeting with him and working with him. Any others?
I have a question.
Yeah.
How many youth have participated in this program so far? And how long are they in a particular spot? Or is it depending upon what kind of, is it like a year-long program? Is it based on whatever or a service project, or what does it look like?
You said how many youth have been participated in the program? Well, when you say the program, we've had youth exchanges for 15 years.
Okay.
And some years we have had as few as 2 or 3. Some years we've had as many as 10 or 12. And the programs are actually, believe it or not, everyone, quite limited in time. Almost all of these periods have been about 2 weeks. And you're going to say, well, why 2 weeks? Well, first, please remember, these are very young people. And I mean, really youth. We're talking, high school age kids. And we found that, like anything shorter than that is just way too short a time. And after a couple of weeks, they start getting homesick, some of them. And another thing is sometimes the host families feel a lot of pressure. It's like, okay, we took them here, we took them there. Remember, the purpose is not to tourism, but to get them ingrained in everyday life. But sometimes you don't have UU life if possible, but sometimes you don't have a lot of regular UU activities, so they take them places, and then okay, we're on day 4. The first day we took them here. What do we do now? So it can get kind of exhausting too. So it's been found that 2 weeks keeps everybody very happy on both sides and keeps the international connections going. And so each of these exchange periods have been for about 2 weeks, roughly.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. And you said something, Shahan, about working as a next project in Transylvania?
Yes.
Could you share some more about what that looks like?
Sure. Maybe I'll share my screen again. Hold on. I hope I don't mess this up. Okay, now. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to stop sharing because once I started sharing, I couldn't get into the files. But basically, we're working on a conference. We're hoping to work with the UUA. We don't know exactly how much they want to be involved. We've been talking extensively with Hungarian Unitarian Church, Karen, Zolt, Elekesh, and Norbert Nagy, and the youth group there, who's headed by Zita Magyari. And it would be June 23rd through the 29th, roughly. I think some of this is just after the GA of the next year, which is, I think, all online, the GA, I think. And it would involve 2 days of sightseeing. It would involve 2 days of conferences and then 1 day of service and one kind of a cool down day, roughly June 23 through 29th of 2026. And we have a list of all kinds of sessions. There's a Bollywood dance session, interfaith dating. By the way, the theme is interfaith harmony. Doris, no, drum is not involved yet, but we'd like to get them involved. That was a chat question I saw. So yeah, Bruce, I think a number of you know Bruce Knotts. He recently joined us. He's going to talk about the UN. That's kind of his bailiwick. Different people are going to talk about different things. Reverend Alan Taylor, who is now in Geneva by the Illinois, Karen, I think not far from you, perhaps. He's the new minister there. He's going to talk about how UU is kind of a logical faith to help resolve interfaith problems between other faiths. So we have all kinds of very interesting issues. There's, I think, one session on clay, using clay. I forget exactly how that's going to work.
And who's paying for this?
We're hoping to get some grants to help pay for it. Otherwise, if we don't, I guess people are going to have to pay on their own. But we're encouraged. I think we put in some good grant applications.
And how many young people are you anticipating being able to bring?
We'd love to bring 100. But the short answer, honestly, is I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And when you're talking about grants, are you trying to get money from the UU funding panel or other sources?
We haven't applied with UU funding panel, other sources.
Private foundations or what?
Yes.
This is always the bottom line.
Yeah.
So I'm really trying to drill down and see how this is feasible or
I think we started off with doing kind of a generic grant application that we passed around internally, and some of that actually, our goals and objectives comes right out of our grant applications. Yeah, we've applied to a few private foundations. Let's see what happens.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you. There's no guarantee, and there's a lot of competition for that. You can't always count on it. And I don't know how much HUC is going to help. I've even asked Pfizer Romania to help. So we'll see.
Shahan, how do you see connecting directly to ICUUW to be in sort of a synthesis or a synergy?
That's a real good question, and I was going to ask about the possibility of synergy to Karen and you guys. I see you as the veterans and we're the new organization, but I think we have hopefully decent leadership and good advisory group. Our population is youth. So at the last meeting, what we did say, and this is maybe how we'll connect, is we'd love to have a member from Drum, we'd love to have a member from ICUUW join us as part of our advisory group. And soon our governance committee will create the actual, president, vice president, etc. Right now, it's kind of like me as a founder and then like a 11, 12 member. They're all on the website, advisory group. So it's a little bit informal, but it seems to be working for us in the beginning. But an organization can't stay that way. It needs president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, etc. We do have an acting secretary and an acting treasurer. We needed that for the grant applications, actually. To list.
I was wondering, do you have some kind of packet or something to hand out to DREs?
Packet? No, we have like a trifold brochure.
Well, okay, a brochure then. I mean, something that I could give to our DRE and see, does he know about you guys? Is there anybody, in our congregation who might be interested in participating?
That would be great, Gabor. That would be. I think the trifolds are on our website. If not, we'll send them to you. We also have. I mean, if you go on our website and look under mission, and then I think one down, it's our goals and objectives. So we have a lot of detail in there. I haven't compared it, for example, to you have a strategic plan. I don't know if our goals and objectives look like your strategic plan or whatever, but we have detail in there. Soon there will be detail coming out of the conference in Transylvania. We're just not quite ready for that yet. There's plenty of time.
I can look for your trifold, I guess, download it and printed it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Okay. And if any of your youth wish to go on a youth exchange overseas, or if you wanted to host youth from overseas, let us know. Those applications are also completely on the website.
Right. In principle, either one is possible. Sure.
Okay.
So I see that Maureen has put in the chat she's interested in fostering greater synchrony with ICUUW, including substantial service learning and gender inclusive leadership formation. So of course my question, Maureen, is would you be a viable candidate to be a liaison to UUWYN? Shahan, I don't know if you know Maureen Porter. She was our keynote speaker at our Convo last September. You can actually see her on, there's a YouTube video of her presentation on our website.
Maureen, I'd love to get together and talk about this with you. Should you be interested? I think, it would be fantastic.
Sure, I'm happy to connect to something offline, to follow up with this. I think what we're doing is very much in synchrony with what you are also doing, both in format and in the idea of having it be driven by many different centers, not just US only. I think we have a lot of sort of philosophical overlaps as well.
Sure. Okay. Lovely. You can reach me at, well, I think you have my email, but you can do Shahan at UUWYN.org, UUWYN.org, or Shahan at HartfordUU.org, either one.
Great. Could you put that in the chat? And sorry, I cannot get my video to go on. Otherwise, I'd be very happy to be visible.
No worries at all. No worries at all, Maureen. Yeah, I'll do that right now. I'll just put on that Hartford UU.
Maureen, it's your invisibility cloak today.
Special powers.
You're right.
Yeah. So Doris has her hand up. Go ahead, Doris.
Yes, thank you. This is all wonderful information. I am a staunch national and in some areas international advocate for people with disabilities and youth with disabilities having been born with disabilities. So with 1 in 10 children worldwide being born with a disability or being diagnosed with a disability, and then 80% of them are living in developing countries, how have your organizations included and provided access and inclusion for those youth or even members? I've had difficulty as an adult and my children along with me. So I'm wondering where that fits into this wonderful equation, because we want to travel too. We want to meet others too in person. And there's this wonderful national U.S. Organization called Youth as Self Advocates. And I'm connected with all of them. And so there's opportunity. I just don't want to. I'm always voicing for them because they're never included. It's an afterthought because we have to get all of this arranged and figure this out. But they should be involved in the figuring out so that they feel included. And sometimes our UUs are remiss of that. So I'm just wondering about that. Thank you.
That's an excellent point. And I wish, I'm not going to BS anybody. I wish we had some sort of formal policy of including, but it's something that we lack, and we definitely should not be lacking it, and it's something we need to work on. Having said that, I will say that in the last exchange, a couple of exchange programs back, we had anybody from Germany here? Is Tina here by any chance? Okay. We had a disabled youth participate in the youth exchange. And when I first saw that application come in, and this is all public knowledge because he wrote about it and his story, it's in German, it's on our website. His name is Leander Cooley. And when I saw his application, I was so moved. And I thought, I want to be the host for this person. So is Terrell here? My wife's still here? Yeah, okay. Well, she knows.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
Yeah, and we hosted. This is Leander, and it was such a wonderful experience for us and for him. Leander was just an amazing young man, bright, but he did face some challenges, and we were so happy to provide this youth exchange opportunity for him. But I knew when I saw that application, I had to do it. But we don't have any formal procedure or a formal outreach for people who are disabled, and I think it's something we should have.
I really strongly encourage you all. And we identify as the person before disability, so it's youth with disability, and so we're 1 in 4 in nationally and internationally. We do have a disability or are born with a disability, so it eventually happens to most of us, or if not, we're not so far removed from that. So it's the experience, and it progresses and could be progressive, and it could be extreme. But I'm not asking or suggesting that we entertain the extreme if you can't. But to make that open and make that one of your goals and missions to be inclusive as UU leaders, international ones. We should continue this discussion, please.
No, I agree, and I don't think I mean, obviously, a goal is to be inclusive, and we've said that, and we've written it, and it is that. But with respect to disabilities, I don't think we've said it specifically, and that's on us.
Thank you, Doris.
I agree. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, in our organization in ICUUW, we have a lot of aging members, and so we have dealt with a lot of challenges related to mobility issues and people with mobility issues, and so Audrey's nodding her head because Audrey went to Transylvania with us, and yes, she is a trooper. Yeah, so she can tell you.
I had two lovely young ministers as my guides, and I had problems with falling and so on, dizziness, and they were so supportive. And I was challenged to come, by the way, by this board, and I wasn't going to come because of my handicap, but it worked out very, very well.
And there's vision and hearing problems too.
Yeah.
I have over 20 diagnoses, and they're all invisible to the common eye. And so it's a common misnomer where we're thinking, many of us, I work with the aging and disabilities populations in my state and nationally, and aging does not equate to disability, and disability definitely does not equate to aging, although we all are aging once we're born. But that's a common misnomer, and there are so many invisible disabilities out there on top of the neurodiversities and such that are often forgotten and mislabeled basically as a typical person. But yes, thank you for entertaining that.
Doris, we have a daughter who's neurodiverse, so yes, we hear you absolutely, and there always needs to be voices speaking up for those whose voices need to be amplified. So we're very grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doris. Thank you.
What is neurodiverse?
For example, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, for example, autism. So neurodiversity, it's in the brain, in the nervous system. So it's one of those invisible disabilities typically.
Oh, thank you.
And it's typically a developmental disability where there's developmental disabilities you're born with or within the first 21 years of life, or there's intellectual disability where that's a little bit more, it has some features, physical features where you can tell sometimes, not often, not always, but you can tell. But those are some neurodiversities diagnoses, neurodiverse diagnoses.
And like autism?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
My son had autism. Yeah.
My son does as well. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Any other questions? If you have questions specifically afterwards, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. Again, my email is shahan@hartforduu.org. It's in the chat, but as mentioned, I'm the DRE at Hartford, so you can also find me through that site. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. I hope this was helpful and at least somewhat interesting.
This isn't a question, Shahan, but a suggestion that that you or one of your folks participate in our regular Tuesday gathering, so you get to know us too, and we can do some connecting that way as well on an ongoing basis.
Would love to. Thank you.
Yeah, that would be great. Does anybody have any last comments? I will extinguish the chalice. We can, let me see, here's the chalice. I have, we extinguish the chalice here that it might glow gently in our hearts, May it light our path as we leave this meeting. May it guide our way until we are together again.
And save the chat, anyone who wants to, just a little reminder.
It's a very good suggestion, Sherry. Good to have that, yes. And if anybody has any questions, this was recorded, so we'll be sending the recording out to people. So whatever you missed, you should be able to see when you watch it.
Will it be posted on our website also?
Yeah, it'll be posted when it's yeah, we just have to what do you call it, edit it a little bit probably to take out some of the little whatever.
Too personal stuff?
Whatever you call it. Well, we just want to make sure there's not a lot of make it smooth and nice looking. Gretchen, our marketing director, is very good at that. I am not good at that, but she likes to jazz it up and make it look very smooth and professional. So that's what we usually do. And once she's got that done, we will release it, and it should be on our website and definitely on our YouTube channel. But if anybody,
When is our next meeting, Karen, and what time?
our next meeting will be 2 weeks from today. I believe at 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Is that right, Vicki?
Yes. Yes, that's compromise time.
Yes, all right. So yes, 2 weeks from today at 9:30 a.m. Central Time, which is 7:30 a.m. on the West Coast and 10:30 a.m. on the East Coast, and hopefully a more civilized time in Kenya than 2 a.m. I know it's evening instead of middle of the night, so
Right.
so hopefully our Kenyan friends. Yeah, that's one of the other things that we deal with is being an international organization is finding the right time for everybody. So yes, I hope all our Kenyan friends will join us at the next meeting, which will be daytime for you, evening for you. So good night, good afternoon, good day to everyone who is here, and I hope to see you again soon.
Take care,
Thank
everybody.
you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.